Hi guys, and welcome to another model kit review. Today we're going to be looking at an MPM 1/48 scale Focke-Wulf Fw-189 A reconnaissance aircraft. This is part of their expert series. This particular model I picked up off the internet. It was quite cheap, and as yet I haven't had a good look at it. Okay, so without further ado, let's have a look and see what's in the box. Alright, so this is an old box. This kit came out in 1998 and it is an end opening box. So let's have a look see. That's not a good thing. So already I have a broken bit. That hopefully is nothing critical, but I'd better put that somewhere safe. Alright, instructions. Cool. Seem to be fairly straightforward. Decals, clear parts, resin, yep, and even a bit of photo etch. Okay, so that's one sprue bag, and the other one is the aircraft itself. Okay, so doesn't look too bad. I have heard MPM are a bit iffy with some of their moldings, so bear with me. I will take this out of the bags and then we'll have a closer look at the sprues. Okay, see you in a second, guys. Okay, so here we are back again. First we'll have a look at the instructions. So what you have is 4 different languages regarding the basic history of the aircraft, when it was designed, basic specifications, what kind of engines, etc. And then we pass on to how interesting. Right, so it's a fold out sheet. You've got sprue layouts this side and what looks to be more sprue layouts here, plus insignia, photo etch, and your color callouts. Okay, they don't specify anyone apart from Humbrol. Okay, plus your usual guide as to what you're going to stick, what you're not going to stick, etc. And then we carry on to construction. Cockpit, fuselage sides, looks to be reasonably detailed inside, so that's not a bad thing. For something that has quite a lot of glass area, you need to have a fairly detailed cockpit. Right, then you've got wing roots going together, bottom of the aircraft, tail. Notice that this has two tails. Right, so that's fairly obvious. Wings, undercarriage, wings on the main fuselage, and then the tails. And that's how you put the aircraft together. Not a great deal to it. Some basic color call outs as the construction carries on, but nothing fancy. Okay, so then we go on to step 10, 11. So this is the cockpit. As you can tell, it's photo etch, colors, seat. So it looks fairly detailed. That's the pilot seat. Has seat belts on it. Goes in the front. Right, and you finish off putting all the bits and pieces in the, including pilot's pedals, and then the more complex part, the glass clear. Right, so you've got an upper and a lower, plus your control panel. These are your rear windows for the rear gunner and observer. They all go together. So we'll have a look at those and see how clear they really are. But that doesn't seem to be too bad. It seems to be fairly clear and straightforward as to how you put this together. And then you've got your engines. So twin engined undercarriage as well as colours. So that looks fairly good. This I like. Very detailed of how the undercarriage goes. And then you've got undercarriage fitting into the wheel wells, engines going onto the wing, and another detailed of the actual engines. So these I like, and that's basically the front looking profile of the aircraft. And then we've got colours. Alright, so this one here, as you can tell, is a 189 from Finland, and then you've got this one here from Luftflotte 4 in Ukraine. So interesting colours, definitely gives you a decent scope of a couple of different aircraft in that. And then on the back you've just got a list of limited edition aircraft produced by MPM from Czechoslovakia in 72nd, 148 and 172nd, 48th. So classically moulded, classic I suppose, and limited edition. And that is the instructions. So while we've got those, let's have a look at the decals. There we go. There we go. So decals for 2 aircraft. This is, like I said, this is a 1998 kit, and from what I can see, the decals still look pretty good. So I think they should be okay to use. There's only one way to find out, and that's the build thing. Right. So that brings us to the end of that bit. Now I'll take the sprues out of the bags and we'll have a closer look at those. See you in a minute. Okay, so here we are back again. First, let's have a look at the photo etch. And there we go. Hope you can see that. It's very fine, like I mean extremely fine. So you will need to care. As you can tell, these are the levers, control panel, etc. for the cockpit. So that's quite detailed, and the individual parts look really quite nice. So we'll put that aside, and now we'll have a look. So you have 2 resin sprues, I was going to say. Alright, these are basically cockpit details. Naturally enough, I will give you close-ups of these, but it doesn't appear to be too much flash on the resin, which is a good thing. So yeah, that will be the only challenge. That is the pilot's control stick. So that one you'll have to be careful with. The rest seems to be fairly straightforward. That's over there. That's over there. Okay, so first up I think we will have a look at, here we go, sprue number 1. Okay, these are basic fuselage halves. There's much of a fuselage for this aircraft, was mainly, most of it was just tail and wings. It was a reconnaissance aircraft, so you won't get bombs and rockets and stuff like that on there. But nice detail inside. Connections to the actual sprue are quite heavy, so a bit of care taking that off, otherwise you're just going to have some dramas. And I just found the bit that I found loose in the bag, so I can throw that away. Cool, it's just this piece here. No dramas on that. Let's put that one away. Put that one away. And next we have, here we go, tail booms, propellers. I can see flash. This I assume is the engines. There's a fair bit of flash on these. So there does appear to be, the moulding isn't sharp, although it does have some nice details. Feels quite rough. I mean, literally, I can't explain it, but there is a fair bit of flash on these. There's actually a ridge line, runs top and bottom, and this part here is not smooth. It is extremely rough to the touch. The rest of it seems to be okay. This one, much better. Still a bit rough, but if you can see, there is still a flash line. So flash will be a big cleanup on this particular aircraft, I think. We'll put those away. Next, we will have a look at the wings. Okay, so as you can tell, that's been broken off, but that's fine. Wings, there is panel line detail. There are some waves, and if you can see, I'll give you close-up shots anyway. There are some waves and rough parts in the mold. So although it does have panel lines, it does feel quite, the plastic does feel quite rough, and I mean rough. It's not smooth, and would probably have to be sanded down before you painted it, which is going to be a drama. And again, there seems to be a fair bit of flash and excess plastic on everything. Okay, so let's put that one away. Put that one away. Alright, so again, another sprue, tail booms. These ones actually feel much smoother. Detail is quite nice on these ones, so there's a moulding problem there somewhere. Bottom of the aircraft, nice panel lines. Bit of flash, not as bad as the other one, so, but still, there's going to be a fair bit of cleanup on this thing. And last but not least, we have the cockpit. Nice detail, I like that. Really nice detail on the actual cockpit floor. Internals, quite nice, quite sharp. Some very fine parts, but the connection points are quite heavy, so you'll have to take care removing the fine parts off these sprues. But on this particular sprue, yeah, a little bit of flash, but nothing untoward. So it's kind of hit and miss. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. And last but not least, we get to the clear parts. Main canopy. These are your rear canopies, observers, no cone, and pilot's main canopy. Right, they look fairly clear, not too bad. Again, connection to the actual sprue, you'll have to be careful. I don't know how brittle this is. Being an old kit, it might be a bit brittle, but they look pretty good. Okay, so I will give you close-ups of these anyway, but so far so good, looking not too bad. And I think that basically brings us to the end of this review. So we have it. MPM Expert Series, Focke-Wulf Fw-189 A1, 1/48 scale. Bit of cleanup on the sprues, but quite an unusual aircraft, and I think this was fairly cheap if I remember, about $20 Australian when I picked it up. So if you can pick one of these up, they are an old kit. I believe they may still be in production, so definitely worth a look out for. And yeah, as I said, that brings us to the end of this review, and catch you later.